Is Michael ready? Because we love our Fridays with a guy who is called the Culture Blaster. You can find him on Twitter, @Culture Blaster. Find him on YouTube, Culture Blaster. Find him in the Marina Times. You can also find him on Polk Street there, that little corner coffee place where he writes scripts and reviews and everything. He's amazing. He comes to us on a wave of a rainbow of sun. Magic. Yeah. He's Michael Snyder, everyone.
Nice. Hey, Michael.
Hey. Hey, hi to Mark. Hey, Brett. Hi, Albert. Gosh, I love this time of year when the heady scent of stimulus checks is in the air. Oh, good. Honestly, last night I was watching our Golden State Warriors play the Sacramento Kings with extra reason to root against the Kings, since their starting point guards are actually named Fox and Halliburton. I am not kidding.
Oh, man.
The Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton. And no, they're not related to any Murdochs or Cheneys, but their last names were enough to earn my enmity. And the Dubs lost, very shorthanded. But, that's your little sports blast from yours truly.
Yes, very impressive. Very, very impressive. Always, Michael Snyder. Always impressive offerings. So what do you have for us this week?
Well, I have movies and a little TV stuff, but let's get to the movies. Those of us who first became aware of Bob Odenkirk as a sketch comedian alongside David Cross on the classic sketch comedy TV series Mr. Show probably marveled at what a terrific serious actor he was when he showed up on Breaking Bad as the sleazy lawyer that he'd also play on Better Call Saul, that appeared in the dramedy Nebraska. So it really was no surprise to see how thoroughly compelling and believable he is in the violent thriller Nobody as Hutch, who is a reluctant action hero, or more precisely, anti-hero. Hutch is a dull, dutiful suburban husband and father who fails to respond to a home invasion and has a shocking character turn that unleashes a submerged personality who, to evoke Liam Neeson in Taken, possesses a certain set of skills that bring him in contact with the ruthless Russian mobsters. Imagine if John Wick started out in his first movie as a milquetoast schlub before going berserk against his enemies, and that's Nobody. Connie Nielsen, you may know her as Hippolyta, Wonder Woman's mom in the DC superhero movies. She plays Hutch's wife. Christopher Lloyd, hey, Back to the Future. Hutch has a dad who is in a retirement home, played by Christopher Lloyd. RZA is Hutch's old buddy from back in the day, and Russian actor Alexei Sabarakov from the Amazon series McMafia is Hutch's formidable mob foe. They all deliver in non-stop descent into vengeance and brutality. And there's a side of dark comedy here, but the carnage is so over the top at times, you could imagine on occasion like a sound effect word balloon. Remember the old Batman TV show from the 60s? Like pow, bang, crunch. And honestly, that's a compliment. Nobody might not be for everybody, but those of us who like a little snark and a little meta in our shoot-em-ups will love it. And Odenkirk is so good and so believable as Hutch, you never quibble about anything outlandish that might happen in the movie. It's out there in theaters, and Nobody.
Wow, that's impressive. I will also say that from the 408, we got a text during your report. And you always, or I shouldn't say always, but oftentimes yield this, a word that is deserving of a ding. They say enmity should get a ding, and I agree with that. Very nice. Nice job, Michael Snyder. Please continue.
Well, thanks. Speaking of unlikely heroes, real-life variety, Benedict Cumberbatch stars as a reserved British businessman named Greville Wynne, who is the central figure in The Courier. This is a harrowing, engrossing docudrama based on the true story of Wynne, who was recruited by the UK spy service MI6 and America's own spook show, the CIA, in the early 1960s to carry Soviet state secrets from Moscow to London when a high-ranking Kremlin official a guy named Oleg Penkovsky decided that USSR Prime Minister Nikita Khrushchev was bringing the entire world to the brink of nuclear war, and somebody had to stop the madness. And the tension here is relentless, as the initially reluctant courier has to deal with his Russian contact and regularly navigate a dangerous route between the Iron Curtain and London. The Berlin Wall goes up. The Cuban Missile Crisis ramps up. And meanwhile, this guy is keeping his wife and child in the dark while doing these deeds of daring do. The cast here is very good. Cumberbatch is in fine form as an ordinary man whose basic decency moves him to extraordinarily brave acts. Great to see Rachel Brosnahan, Mrs. Maisel herself, as Wynn's CIA handler, which continues a string of compelling screen roles that previously included I'm Your Woman. And you get the great Jessie Buckley of I'm Thinking of Ending Things and Wild Rose. She's on board and endearing as Wynn's confused and concerned wife. And finally, Merab Ninadids. I can barely pronounce the guy's name. He's very sympathetic as the determined would-be defector Penkovsky, who tries to undermine his government's dangerous course, regardless of the sacrifices he's going to have to make. The Courier was directed by Dominic Cook, whose intimate relationship drama on Chesil Beach was powerful and memorable, written by Tom O'Connor, who did the action comedy The Hitman's Bodyguard. That was a load of fun. The Courier isn't fun. It's just a potent, very well-acted spy thriller that reveals genuine history and the uncommon bravery of a couple of good men. I mean, we've seen movies like this before, but no matter. This is a good one that will play well in theaters or at home. And yeah, it's currently in theaters, but again, The Courier, worth your time.
Wow, it sounds really good. Yeah, thank you. I've got a star next to that. That's my top rating, Michael. Go ahead.
Cool. You know what? I've had good luck lately with Danish movies about people seeking a good time. Another Round, which is Oscar nominated for foreign film. So I thought I'd give Food Club a go, and it's pleasant. 3 women of a certain age, friends since they were schoolgirls, they go out on a Christmas holiday getaway to a cooking course in Italy. In the aftermath of one of the women learning her husband has been cheating on her, the trio of gal pals had drifted apart over the years. So this is theoretically a chance for them to truly reconnect, but there are various obstacles and personal conflicts that get in the way. If you're intrigued by a mix of chick flick, relationship drama, feel-good travelogue, meditation on aging, and foodie movie, mostly in Danish with subtitles, Food Club is for you. For the rest of us, it's a diversion. You can catch it if you like on Amazon Prime, Fandango Now, Vudu, and so on.
All right. We've got just a minute or two left. You have one more?
I do. Cherry, the Russo brothers, Anthony and Joe, who directed the monumental last 2 Avengers films and 2 really terrific Captain America pictures, decided to try a change of pace away from the superhero genre with Cherry, an adaptation of a best-selling novel about a young ne'er-do-well in the Rust Belt who falls in love with a fellow college student, gets into drugs, drops out of college, joins the army, serves in Iraq, is labeled a war hero, and upon returning home has to deal with the horrors of PTSD and drug addiction. So naturally, he turns to bank robbery. I mean, on the upside, this is a visually potent telling of the tale. And Tom Holland, best known as Spider-Man in the current Marvel movies, is marvelous as the screwed-up young man. And Ciara Bravo, also good as the love of his life, but at 2 hours and 20 minutes with an unlikable character whose tumble down the drain is very familiar. It's a little too much about too little. It's available on demand at the usual outlets. Cherry.
Wow. So to recap, Nobody, gory, it sounds like. It's kind of that, as you said, that schlubby guy who ascends to be the guy who has to vanquish evil, right?
It's not so much gory as really violent.
Oh, I see. Okay. Anyway, you kind of liked it, and you thought it was, it was gritty with Odenkirk and the others that you mentioned. The Courier sounds really good.
I thoroughly liked it. I absolutely liked it.
Okay, thoroughly likes Nobody. He thoroughly likes The Courier, which is, do you more thoroughly like Nobody, or do you more thoroughly like The Courier, Michael Snyder?
One is a brain-dead action movie, and the other is an historical drama. Different strokes, buddy.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, can't compare these things, but they do for the Oscars. Makes no sense, but, Anyway, Food Club, nice try from a crew that normally does superhero movies. No, that's
Cherry. That's Cherry. Food Club's from that's Danish.
The Danish, so that's the Danish thing. Right. If you like Danish subtitles, you'll like it. Food Club, and Cherry is the crew that normally do superhero movies, and you feel like they just missed on this one. But, well, that's cool. That's cool. So I've got my assignment. Although, let me just recap one last thing. Nobody in the Courier in theaters now. Or you're saying also available as streaming, or you're not sure of that?
Not as yet. No, nor is Cherry. But movies are opening to 50% capacity, if you dare, in the Bay Area, thanks to us going to the Orange here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, get out to the theater. Grab yourself some popcorn and enjoy. Michael Snyder, we love visiting with you. You are the Culture Blaster. On Twitter, he's at Culture Blaster. On YouTube, he's at Culture Blaster. You can also read him in the Marina Times. He does the Coastal Commuter column. And you can hear him every Friday here with us. He is a magical force for good. Bye, Michael.
Take care, Michael.
So long, guys.
All right. Yeah.